Welcome back, everyone. May is Preeclampsia Awareness Month. It is one of the most serious and potentially life-threatening complications during pregnancy, but a lot of expectant moms don't recognize the warning signs until it becomes an actual emergency. So joining us this morning is Dr. Peace Nwegbo-Banks, OB-GYN. I hope I said that correctly.
Yes, perfect.
Okay, doctor, you're hosting an awareness event this weekend,
Yes.
And this is just so important. So thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
Okay, let's talk about this. For somebody who may not be familiar, talk about what exactly is preeclampsia and why is it so dangerous, or can it be?
Yes, so preeclampsia is a high blood pressure of pregnancy, and it's called preeclampsia because we're trying to prevent eclampsia, which is blood pressure that's so bad that it ends up in seizures. And so with preeclampsia, it can transform to that very quickly, but there are typically signs that if we, kind of look at those signs and understand it, we can try to prevent that development.
And I've had some girlfriends who have gone through this, and they end up really needing to monitor that blood pressure during pregnancy, but you've got to figure out what those warning signs are. So what are some of those signs and symptoms that expectant moms and families need to be on the lookout for?
Absolutely. So the first sign is, or that tips us off as OBs, are the blood pressures. If the top number is 140 or higher, or the bottom number is 90 or higher, that's what tips us off. And then after that, we check things like for protein in urine, and we get blood work to assess if there's anything else that could be a sign of that. Other signs that are not blood work related are headaches, changes to vision, which means that patients can see floaters, or pain underneath the right breast where the liver is. Shortness of breath is also a sign, which can mean that there's fluid in the lungs. One thing that patients really notice outside of all of that is they can have rapid swelling. And so not just 2-3 pounds weight gain, but if they're like swelling in their legs, 5-10 pounds of water weight, that can tip us into that something's going on.
Call your doctor, because what you don't want is that next step then, and it can happen quickly.
Very quickly.
Okay, Black women are disproportionately impacted by this. What factors are driving that disparity? What do we need to do to try to close that gap?
So it's a bit complicated. Some of the data that's coming out includes a condition called weathering, which is chronic stress, which could be contributing to preeclampsia in Black women, and also different socioeconomic factors, levels of like support, trust with the medical system, and those different factors, and patients not feeling like they're being heard. And I think some of the ways that we can close that gap includes just patients being more aware and being able to advocate for themselves, and on the other end, providing more resources and more support in a trusting environment so that patients know that they'll be well taken care of.
Yeah, and it doesn't have to be scary, right? Because, if you can just identify this and know that this is what you're watching out for, you've got support in the medical system to help you get through it safely.
Yes.
Okay, so let's talk about the event. You have this upcoming community event in Houston. Tell us all about it, and what are you hoping that everybody walks away with from it?
Yes, so I wanted to round out Preeclampsia Awareness Month with an opportunity to help patients feel empowered, because once again, education is one of the ways that we can really know what's going on with our bodies and also communicate that. And so with my event, I want to educate the community on what the signs are, kind of what we talked about. And then there'll also be talks from some research scientists that will talk about some of the up and coming research developments that can help us detect and diagnose preeclampsia early. And then along with that, we'll have some blood pressure cuffs and things like that to help support patients in the community.
Great. Okay.
And information on hospitals that they can go to.
So it's Sunday. We had the information up there, and where can we go for more information to figure out where to go to this? It is free.
Yes, it is free. It is Sunday, 2 to 6 p.m. You can go to my Instagram at drnwegbo-banks.com. It's also on Eventbrite, and that event is there too, free if you RSVP, and we have lots of goodies in store.
Amazing. Thank you for what you're doing. This is such an important thing for expectant moms to know about.
Thank you.
All right.
I appreciate it.
Doctor, thank you so much.